Hello, everybody. It is me, Saul Hernandez, with good vibes over everything. Um, Thank you, everybody, for pretty positive week all around. Um, we have had some weeks in prior that have been kind of crazy. Not to say that we won't have something like that again, but this week I think just normal stuff went down. Nothing too hectic. And I feel like everybody was all hands on deck and everybody was doing what they're supposed to, and even more so. Some people were even doing things that's not technically in their job description, and they saw a job that needed to get done and they were getting it done. So I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all holding these kids accountable, whether it's through making sure that they're meeting attendance and progress here at 1621, or making sure that they're meeting our high expectations at JDC JJ here at ALC. So I appreciate everybody doing their best to hold kids accountable. But now let's go to another part of this equation. And are we holding ourselves accountable for what we're supposed to be doing as teachers, as staff, as whatever it is that your position is here, as a team here at Special Sites? So I try to be as transparent as I possibly can. And so, and this is not to toot my own horn, but it's just like the mentality that I have. And so I had to approach, and today's Friday, go Texan Day, all these things, and I had to approach Miss Bradford this morning about I need to get written up. And so I was putting in some walkthroughs that I conducted this week. I was trying to get ahead. I started looking at my notes and I noticed that not only did I not complete the walkthroughs that I needed, I'm supposed to do 10 every week. I didn't complete them, but I didn't input them last week. And so, I care about everyone here and I care about I genuinely want to do a great job, not just to help my career, but to make sure that our family functions the way that it's supposed to. And I expect a lot out of you. Ms. Bradford and I expect a lot out of each and every one of you. And I expect a lot for myself. Ms. Bradford expects a lot out of me. And then all of a sudden I saw that I didn't do something that I was supposed to. I didn't go into all the classrooms that I was supposed to. And, and I have to be reflective of that. Like, hey, well, if you're not being a presence inside of the classroom as often as I'm supposed to, and I'm not providing the feedback to teachers about what they could have done differently, or hey, you did a great job or whatever, then I'm hurting the team, I'm hurting the campus, and then and in turn I'm hurting students by not doing that. And so I had to approach Miss Bradford honestly this morning to, hey, I need to get written up, because it is an expectation for me as an administrator to ensure that I get my 10 walkthroughs weekly at minimum, and I didn't do that. And so I had to, like, hey, full disclosure, this is what happened last week. I understand that that's a expectation of me. So whenever you want to provide that documentation, I'm ready to sign it. And so, um, and I had to do it and I apologize to all of my teachers here on campus that I didn't do that last week. I got busy with discipline and busy with that or whatever. And it's not that I didn't have time. I didn't prioritize to ensure that I made time. And so that's not to say that I need all y'all start snitching on yourselves. That's not what it is. It's about holding ourselves accountable, holding each other accountable, so that we make sure that all of our sites and programs function properly. And so that kind of ran me into this quote. I love me a good quote, in that accountability is essential to personal growth as well as team growth. How can you improve if you're never wrong? If you don't admit a mistake and take responsibility for it, you're bound to make the same one again. And so I found this to be very true. And I was once I realized it, I was pissed. I mean, I was angry at myself. I was angry at myself, not because I'm gonna get written up for it, but because I let my boss down, I let my team down, and I'm like, okay, no, I got to make sure that I make this right. So again, I apologize to everybody for not doing that. I made sure to get them this week, and I'll make sure to get them from now on. To make sure that I'm, not just supporting y'all in, closing out referrals and to being present in the hallways, but to support y'all in by being in these classrooms. So accountability for sure. If you're not doing right, um, you know, hold yourself accountable because you're hurting the team. If you know that you have a teammate that's not doing right, that's not to say, hey, I need to come fuss at you for a second. It's, hey, let's have a conversation. And not just let's have a conversation about what you are or not doing, but hey, how can we assist? How can we help each other to make sure that we're doing right, and to make sure that we're supporting each other, because all of this turns into support for kids, and I'm all about kids. So um anyway, it's a short one. I'm gonna let y'all go. We have 9.5 school days left before we can get to the spring break, but who's counting, right? But yeah, we still have plenty of time to go. These students are going to be here. They're going to keep on coming. So let's make sure that we're supporting them and supporting each other to make sure that all these kids are successful. Thank y'all, and y'all have a good day.